Another one on you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
I was thinking about trying them, but I was kind of, I don't want to try them. It's kind of like this, like,
If you're gonna highlight during the class, try to use that. They're cheaper and they last longer.
I just go into first name and then base check.
Put it against the book.
Okay, just give me that and we'll
I don't know,
get rolling here. Well, two quick things. Yours, probably not. Okay. Well, for those of you that are new, welcome to the class. This is Todd, everyone. And I'm going to have you go around in a moment and introduce yourself. And this is Ian. Why don't we start here? And we didn't do this the other day. Actually, I was thinking that probably, I knew we were supposed to add at least one more person. So why don't we start here and tell me just a word, if you want, about your major or your interest academically, or if you're just starting, don't know, but what, you know, that kind of thing. Joe.
I'm Joe. I'm from New York. I'm an EMT. And this is my fourth semester. I'm going to be transferring to Fort Collins, and I'm majoring in psychology.
I'm Mario. I'm an Adams State student in the business school, getting my degree and focused on healthcare administration. And I'm in my last semester, hopefully, and I'm going to be doing my internship once I finish this class at the City County Health Department, working with the chief epidemiologist. So this serves as a background, because I already took the epidemiology class as part of our program, and he was actually my teacher, so this kind of gives me the background.
Thank you.
My name is Todd Goulet. This is my second semester here, and I plan on being a radiologist after I'm done with transfer to a four-year college.
We have some, and as we go through the syllabus today, I noticed the other day we stopped and truncated it and got sidetracked on some other stuff I was talking about, but as we go through this, we'll see that some of the things we'll look at are have been produced by radiology, and we benefit a lot by that technology, especially when we're looking, as we get on later in the syllabus, at ancient disease, really ancient disease, and bones and teeth and that kind of stuff. Thanks, Tom.
I'm Courtney. I finished my aluminum scope radiology courses last September, and I'm doing my rad tech courses. We're hoping to do them this next semester.
Shows X-rays exposing. All around.
My name is Ian. I'm from the military. My major is basically criminal justice and homeland security.
Okay. And kind of getting just rolling here.
No, it's my third semester.
Okay. And okay. What is that? Well, I guess it's a two-year program. Do you get forensics in there?
In the academy, I already started with forensics.
Yeah. You know, CSIs and all those things. My son was a molecular biologist, DNA coming, which I have to run to every once in a while, because when I was in grad school, Mendelian genetics was probably about as far as we got, and a little bit about DNA and RNA, but not too deep in the stuff he does. But I understand from his assessment some of those take great liberties with the field on some of those CSIs. You know, all these colors. Go ahead.
My name is Amanda. This is my, I think, third semester here at PTC. But after I get my associate's here, I plan to go either up to CSU Boulder or CSU Fort Collins and hopefully pursue a degree in forestry and wildlife biology.
Okay. I did my first graduate degree at Fort Collins many years ago. That in Boulder, excellent schools in many areas. As is this university here now in certain fields. But that's true, you know, any university I've taught or been, you know, there's certain departments that are just great. It may not be overall, but even if you can save 30,000 a year, which is what some of my students, we did a field school in Beta East for 6 months in archaeology with Boston University, and some of those students I was washing dishes with, and students period, but they owed, this was about $1998 already, they owed 40, 50,000 themselves. And this is undergraduate, I said. Come on, you gotta be kidding, this is not graduate school yet. And their parents owed another 20. I mean,
Oh my God.
get a good solid school. Look at where you're going for your undergraduate if you go on from here. And I think this is a good school from everything I've been able to see as a real part-time. But you know, pick something that for your undergraduate that's solid in those areas that you want to move into. But you know, let graduate school dictate then if you're going on beyond. The reason I did this little song and dance was we're so small that we need to make use of each other's. Not only do we need to get comfortable with each other and make this class go the way we had talked about Tuesday, which was essentially in the syllabus I write as an active participating book group. I belonged to many in my life, and there were always real demands on people to read that book or not come just for the desserts and for the food served at the book club, to participate. And so the first step of that is try very hard for attendance, because this small group, I have a pretty good sense of who's been skipping a lot. And the other thing is, if we're going to do that active book group / what we talked about, I think the other day, Joe, was kind of a seminarish approach. To me, to stand up here somehow and lecture the whole period, I will be doing that periodically, like today, and did a little the other day, but for the full time is not only could be deadly boring, but it doesn't involve your active brain and participating and taking it and filtering through your experience and knowledge. And let me tell you right here on the get-go, there are no dumb questions or comments. There is so much unknown in this area, as in much of life, that is still being refined. You know, all you got to do is go to the hard sciences of physics. We used to think we had all that down. Now we have not only new particles, but they're starting to defy the known and for 100 years that Einstein predicted, and we won't go any more into that. But so I'm saying, for this little class, there are no dumb questions, nor dumb people. So feel free. We do have to jump in, and we'll be respectful of each other as much as humanly possible. So let me start out by going into the syllabus again, because I want to clear that out. That's actually C on the chalkboard over here, or the whiteboard, erase board. Confirm the syllabus. We left off the other day, but since we now have 2 folks, the formal course on page 2, formal course requirements, we have here, first thing is 3 in-class quizzes. We talked a lot about that the other day, 75 points, about seeing if we could avoid that. I will make my authoritarian decision after a week or 2 to see if this is going to work at all. If I have a good sense that I'm getting that you're working and where you kind of belong. As we said the other day, there shouldn't be anything under a B in this class at all. Whatever you need, I'm available, and others, and there shouldn't be any reason, unless you just don't come hardly at all. You know, obviously, then you got some problems. So let's see. We're going to put that number 2 under formal course requirements in abeyance at this point, or in suspension. Of course, number 1 I didn't read, but that obviously goes with it. Read and study all assigned materials. We focused more the other day on number 3, which is, I list simply as studied readings. You study the readings, and you become a lead discussant. We're pretty informed on that. And the way we assigned some things the other day were, what does it turn out, about 8-10 pages? Per person. And that person needs to, as I put up above in the paragraph, what you found interesting and why you found it interesting in that part of your reading. Now, that doesn't excuse all of us of doing that reading, which is on the next page, always built into the syllabus. But that person for that section, as they get assigned, is responsible to turn in something less than a page summary, because that'll help them, and then, or an outline, whatever works most comfortable for you, and kind of be the one to advocate that day. Throw that out for that part and be a little bit more studied on it than maybe the rest of us. That doesn't mean, again, I want to see the participation as we go around the room or speak things over. So that section, number 3 of the formal course, we'll just see how this works. So what I'm doing is hybridizing, some graduate kind of approach to this. We're all adults, this isn't microbiology to read. There will be just a few names that you will have to remember. Yersinia pestis, which is the particularly rod-shaped bacillus causing the plague, which we may or may not even get into today. I don't know. I've got some stuff I really do need to get out of the way first. But not a lot. So it means that and the books are written and chosen for this reason, that they're pretty darn readable, and unlike upper division texts, which I teach and some graduate stuff back home in Alaska, incidentally, for 2 of you. I lived in Alaska and retired from the University of Alaska after 30 years. So, then the next thing is number 4, one short 2 to 3 page paper on a selected disease of your choice. Something that we are not covering in class. An aspect of your choice more in class about this. Well, we talked a lot about this. For example, what is the pathogen you need to identify? How is it transmitted? These are just real basic things. Why is it significant? What, if you can find in your research, what are its societal and individual effects? Because this model, just these questions, is what we're going to start out when we start talking about plague, exactly dealing with these kinds of questions. So to some extent, if you can do that with your little paper. Now, this is not a full-blown research paper. I think I mentioned Tuesday that probably minimum of 2 resources outside your book if you're using your book, because there's some things in the book that we're not covering, some diseases. It is also, as Sierra, who's not here today, talked to me about, not only limited to infectious disease, though I think those are some of the main things, the reoccurring infectious diseases now, that the old diseases are coming back sometimes in new clothing. But also some things here, as I mentioned very briefly, hantavirus, that really was here in West Nile and still is here. It's in the rodent population. And periodically pops up for various reasons. We'll talk about that in a moment. So, I would like, I didn't mention this earlier, but I would prefer at least one be a book or article, resource, and the other could be something from the internet, but you have to really be careful of where you get it out of the internet. So if you have any doubts, as I said on Wikipedia, a nice way is to just go down at the bottom right away and see what the bibliography resources are. Where did they take them from? Respectively.